Alright, hey everyone, today we're back with another 𝙬𝙚 video. Yes, the second 𝙬𝙚 video in a row. But today we're talking about update 0.8, an update I talked about a lot in my previous 𝙬𝙚 video. But more importantly, the release date for that. So if you're a fan of survival games or open world games, be sure to subscribe to the channel and have that bell notification active so you never miss one of my uploads. But with that being said, let's jump straight into it. And first of all, talk about 𝙬𝙚 0.8 update release. And that is going to be releasing on May the 25th. That is a Wednesday, a week on Wednesday. Now this is the first big update since towards the end of December. Now there's many reasons this is such a significant update, but the main reason being that this is going to be the first update that should have a working survival game loop. Something we haven't quite had with 𝙬𝙚. It's almost up until this point we've just had a shell of a game with features that kind of work, kind of don't, and of course alongside that a lot of poor optimization. One thing I do give credit for though is such a nice world. And talking of world, the 𝙬𝙚 world has been coming on leaps and bounds since the rework a few updates ago. We will be touching on that in a second, but first of all, let's start right at the top, and that is the change log. Now on your screen, you're going to be seeing various pictures that do relate to what I'm going to talk about. So first up is sleeping bags. This is a new feature within 𝙬𝙚, a feature a few people enjoy in survival games, a feature a few people don't. I am in between, it just depends how this is implemented. But yeah, sleeping bags will allow the player to create a unique spawn point. All you need to do is lay a sleeping bag down and rest in it. After that, when you die, you can select your sleeping bag location on the spawn map and spawn right there. Sleeping will also let you recover your lost energy. They're a useful and important item to find when you are trying to survive in 𝙬𝙚. Now, what I mean by some people enjoy this feature and some don't, is the issue can arise that if there isn't a cooldown for sleeping bags. Let's say you're in a bit of a group fight. You're fighting one group that has 2 or 3 sleeping bags in their base just around the corner, and they can keep on respawning there. You never really have that option to take over the base or raid the base or, get their loot, because they instantly spawn straight back in on that sleeping bag and grab their loot back. Hopefully there is some sort of cooldown on this feature, because I do actually like it. I like the idea of having a little base off in the woods that you can just spawn back at, loot back up in your tent. But if you die within half an hour, you can't spawn there again for 2 or 3 hours. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Next up, like I mentioned about having a little base in the woods, is tents. And tents function as a large storage container, and when you find a tent bag, you can carry and place it wherever you choose. You can then unpack the tent and set it up as your own storage area. Tents will be useful for creating a makeshift base as you explore the map. There's not too much to be said about this. I feel like every survival game should have some form of temporary shelter or temporary base. Yeah, I like this, and I'm sure nobody's going to disagree with that. Now looping back to 𝙬𝙚's world, or the map, and we're specifically focusing on an area called 𝙬𝙗𝙪, and this has had a lot of work go into it for this update. This is what has been said regarding the place. We have revitalized some of the existing infrastructure, including houses, streets, foliage, terrain, static vehicles, and more. Essentially, everything in 𝙬𝙗𝙪 has been retouched and polished. In 𝙬𝙗𝙪, you'll be able to explore several buildings and outdoor areas that contain various loot items like food, drinks, and weapons. But of course, be wary of the infected. Now, I actually think 𝙬𝙗𝙪 is one of those places I haven't visited in the closed alpha, but yeah, I don't need to go into reasons as to why I haven't visited every area. Also near 𝙬𝙗𝙪 is an old mining cave, and they added the cave near 𝙬𝙗𝙪 for players to find and explore. This cave has a small puzzle that players will need to solve in order to get through the gates, and who knows, maybe there is some loot inside. I really like these features that sort of give you a bit of a brain task to do, as to make it feel like the loot is rewarding. Of course, the loot does need to be rewarding. If you get in there and there's just a tin of beans, you're going to be a bit frustrated. But yeah, I do like the mini games. Let me know what you think of mini games in survival games. I would be interested to hear that. But of course, one thing that all 𝙬𝙚 closed alpha players have been wanting since 0.7 is to test out multiplayer, and that is something we're going to be able to do in 0.8. A functioning, dedicated multiplayer server is returning in 0.8, but the current limit is 16 players. Now there are some improvements and more of a patch notes list here, but there is going to be a bigger blog post that reiterates all of the fixes and things like that on the 25th of May. But a couple of them here are a few performance issues have been fixed. 0.75 was actually a massive update that went in the right direction to fixing these, so it's good that they've made additional fixes. As well as that, the optimization improvements to increase the performance of dead matter across the board. And of course, essentially this just means that dead matter will run better on various PC systems. There's a few HUD fixes as well when you respawn, and there's less fall damage from non-lethal heights. Loot spawn locations have been reworked, and improved drag and drop behavior for pouch and inventory slots. As well as that, they've added a blood spatter vignette and added directional damage indicators, something that DayZ has not long ago introduced as well. But moving on from a few of the fixes, there's also some updated animations. There's a new walk animation, as well as improved audio to some of the animations. And there's a little video here of the polished MK7 pistol, of course, looking very nice. But yeah, there we go. This was always going to be a quick video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and if you're still a backer of this game and are looking forward to jumping into 0.8, let me know what you're most excited for. Of course, do check out all of my previous Dead Matter videos. I've covered pretty much the history of Dead Matter. My most recent video sort of goes over what has happened and why I think this is the defining year for the game. It's definitely worth checking out if I do say so myself. But yes, I'm going to stop rambling here. Hopefully you all have a great weekend, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.